In relationships, most people don't want the same thing the same way at the same time. Somebody usually wants sex more, somebody usually wants a relationship more. And the person who wants both things more is the person who's in the submissive position. That's usually how things work. You gotta understand what I'm saying. Men being too thirsty for sex puts them in a submissive position with the women that they deal with. If they both have a mindset to where they want, or if they want a relationship equally, they both want a relationship, or the man wants sex more than the woman wants a relationship, then they are put into a position where there's now a power struggle. All right? So you got to think there's sexual access, non sexual access. A power struggle happens when there is one party who wants one thing more than the other person wants the other thing that they want, instead of it being a transactional situation. Because traditional dating used to be more on the basis of a woman wants a relationship, so she has a provider. Man accumulates his resources. Then, when he becomes her provider, takes care of her, and he has exclusive access to her womb, supposedly. Now, we all know it didn't go down like that. But this has its issues. If you're a dominant man, then yes, you're upfront about your sexual desires. You only deal with women who want that too. And she has to qualify for a relationship. She has to go through the process of working and putting in work until she proves that she's worth a relationship. Right? Now, what men are doing these days is they've listened to women complain about how men don't want relationships. No, men don't want relationships under your terms. A lot of men out here that people think, that women think don't want relationships, are going to go date somebody else. And some of those men, they're going to take the submissive role when it comes to actually wanting to be in a relationship. Like, I know guys who will play the whole role of being a player when they're single, when really it's low-key being a trick. And then when they finally want to settle down, that's when they decide they're going to take a submissive stance with the women that they encounter. And then when they take that stance, their mindset is going to be, okay, cool, well, I want the sex, and she wants a relationship, so I'm going to give her a relationship so I can get the sex and keep it consistently. We all know that doesn't typically work out that way, too. So what's feminine for a woman, she's going to desire a relationship. It's social validation. But when a woman desires sex and she wants a relationship, and you set the terms, that's when you're in a dominant position. The person who can set the terms of both is definitely in a dominant position. But when you only set the terms for one, that's when you are in a position to where it can create a power struggle within a relationship. Most relationships aren't going to be 100% equal. Most relationships aren't going to be relationships where both people equally want sex all the time and both people equally want a relationship all the time. That's not how things work. Society makes you think that relationships should be equal, that they should be 50-50. It often doesn't work that way. Most of the time, it's a man wanting sex more. A woman sets her standards. And if she sets her standards high enough, she'll get a relationship for access to her body. That's not a woman being feminine and submissive. A lot of dudes run with this narrative